always tell myself I just need one shot. Just one. I don't need like 2, 3. I just need one.
I go from waking up, the first thing I do is grab a computer, go on the soccer website, see who went where. Then I work, or I go to school, and then I practice. I come back home, I put on the soccer game. If there's no games on, I'm watching the news about soccer and all the scores around the world. So soccer's my life. I don't know what I'd do without it.
This game takes over the entire world, and I mean, I know soccer's a fairly new sport to our country, but still, there's so many people here that want it and that are, do anything to play.
Italy's already off the bench. The players on the field are watching the bench, and the French guys don't give up, and they go, Barthez goes on this long ball, Pires cuts it back, Trezeguet volleys, and that's it. From that moment on, I remember being in bed and promising myself to never give up until I had really done everything I possibly could to become a professional soccer player.
We can sign as many players as we want. We're going to sign 32. 26 will be on the master roster for every week. That master roster will change. And then for game rosters, there's 18 that will be picked. Okay? So that's kind of how it works. Please put your paperwork back, and then we'll get going.
Everybody in the PDL is trying to become a professional. I don't think anybody's there just to, hang out and play soccer, because you can find other leagues to do that. I think the PDL gives you an opportunity to be seen by other coaches in the league that have relationships with agents and professional coaches, and some of the teams we even play against, they're basically like a farm team for some of the big clubs out there. Like Reading United has the Philadelphia Union.
When is the most easiest thing to win the ball back? As soon as they lose it. Because the other team haven't get into a rhythm. Okay? So as soon as you lose the ball, win it back. Barcelona, best in the world doing that. Everybody's talking how nice they are. Forget that. They win the ball back in less than 6 seconds.
It's tough to try and becoming a professional soccer player because you have such a limited amount of time and there's such a small space that you can do it. Especially for someone like me too, being 25. I have to keep working to keep pursuing this dream. I can't just, say, all right, I'm gonna just commit myself to soccer and hang out. I still have to make money and pay my own bills, and, I have to survive off the soccer field.
Where's the address again? 255, this one?
Yep, that's it.
For me, it's the best opportunity to try and reach my ultimate goal of playing professional soccer. I started when I was 5 years old playing locally. I bounced around to a lot of different travel teams and Premier League teams. And then I got a scholarship to play Division I soccer at Siena. And then from there, I went on some trials with some USL teams and eventually got a shot to play professional soccer in Serbia, but I was unable to get the visa to stay. It's definitely tough to keep hearing no, or not necessarily no, like, sorry, we couldn't get the paperwork done. You have to go home and be out of your apartment in 3 weeks. Told myself I want to work even harder and I can do it. I'll be back in some way or form. I'll find a way to get there, so.
We were a week away from the first game, so we're still obviously evaluating players and see, if you can start, if you should be on the roster, or for what it's worth,
I think when you get to a certain age, a dream has to become active. If you dream your whole entire life, you'll never achieve anything. So is it still a dream? No, I think it's very tangible at this point. And I wouldn't be playing PDL with the Brooklyn Knights if I didn't think so.
Nick and Milos, let's get ready.
I don't believe there's anything anybody out there can do that I can't do.
Yeah, I just need to get into it, and then I'll score all your passes. Offensively, I think we're doing fine. We have a lot of guys that can play both, in attack and also in the middle. Defensively, and I mean the whole team, we need to work in it this week.
I was talking to my college coach, and he reached out and said, "Oh, Andreas is gonna be the coach of the Brooklyn Knights." Being that I was in the USL last season, and I was just coming back from injury, and I couldn't get a contract this year with the USL, I told him I wanted to stay home and just get back in shape. So he reached out to Dre, and then me and Dre started talking. I mean, just when you go from playing every day to having to stop and go to rehab and therapy and not touch a ball for 4 months, it's the worst feeling.
We're gonna make some cuts. 35 players is too many. Use the whole field. Move. Increase the pace. Get some quality. Communicate. Hey, first ball up. Head away. Head away. That's it. Red. Nemoj da ti jebe mamu sad, u pičku ti jebe mamu. Jebem ti bre matinu pičku. Tu jebem ti mamu. Ja jebem ti dete ti jebem u pičku. I don't know, it slid and then it stopped and it went all the way through. And time. That's it. I'm going to call a list of players here, and if you're not on this list here for now, there could be numerous reasons for that. So please don't just mail it in because you aren't picked for this roster. Following players stay: Carbone, Sack, Stefan Mans, Shea Brown, Batti, Dimitrov, Peralta. That's it. Everybody else, thanks for tonight. Okay, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Rob, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Should I come back Monday?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have so many players, and I had to make some decisions, but yeah, you're in the mix, so don't feel discouraged because of this. All right, cool. Thank you. March. Players that played in the PDL before, or even levels above that, you're going to have to start taking leadership. Okay. Communication, you know who you are. You're older, you're experienced. Teach these guys how the game is done. Everybody knows how to play here, otherwise you wouldn't be on the team.
Let's not rush anything, let's keep it. Who cares if we go back 20 passes? Let's just keep the ball.
We're gonna play a 4-3-3. Stefan Mans, starting goalkeeper, number 1. Talk it up here, boys! Good job, Peralta! They play a 4-3-3. It's almost, you gotta beat your man. They play with 3 central players, you play with 3. Beat your man. Win your one-on-one battles, okay? If you do that, you win the game. That second half, that's the way you gotta play. That was phenomenal. Much, much, much better defensively. We sorted it out. Take tonight and celebrate, feel good about it tomorrow. Monday, we gotta get to work. There's a lot of tactical stuff that needs to get better.
Winning a game in the PDL is a big deal because it gets you that recognition that you're a good team, and in hopes of having coaches and agents notice, that Brooklyn team, they're doing pretty well. Maybe they have some good players on that team. Maybe I'll go check them out or something.
Let's talk quick about the game. Let's start with a couple of things. Feedback from you guys.
Sometimes like our midfielders and strikers were going high, and then our back line was kind of being careful with number 14, so they would dropping and there was a huge gap between the midfield and the defense.
I grew up in New York City, Manhattan, and my parents were originally French. And actually, my father left my mother and I when I was 2. My mother's grandparents always discouraged me from playing sports. They always said it's not a job, you can't, build a comfortable living. Played for Carson Newman, tore my ACL freshman year, had a tough time coming back from that. And then it kind of went pretty quickly. 4 years goes very quickly in college. And then this year I decided that I was gonna play, I had to play. If my professional aspirations are gonna materialize, I have to, play, practice as much as I can, and that's when I started looking into the Brooklyn Knights and coming back to the city and living with my parents in New York, and then going from there. The older I get, the more everything seems possible, and the less everything I see on TV seems impossible.
This is the best you got. Best you got today? Best you got? Fucking pick it up, boys, okay? Let's pick up the intensity.
Give it go.
First to 5-point win set, losers are doing sprints.
Come on, guys!
Always on your toes when you're gonna get the ball.
It's all about what you put into it.
Ask for.
Yes, good stuff. This is when you get better. Repetition of doing details the right way, over and over and over and over again. Excellent.
I would make, at least like 1,000 juggles a day, and it wasn't enough. It's all about repetition, like doing the same thing all over again.
An email will go out this afternoon, probably about, before 6 p.m. about the roster for tomorrow. Okay, there's going to be some changes from last time.
This is definitely a chance, or maybe even a last chance. Time's almost running out in a way for me because coaches and agents, they're not looking for older players, they're looking for younger players that they want to develop. So for you to be an older player, you have to really impress.
Boys, let's try to bring the intensity right from the beginning here. Win the first tackle, get pumped up, and let's go.
Yes, lead.
They are winning more tackles. They are being more aggressive. We got to get a more aggressive attitude on the field. Communication. Act like you fucking the man. You got to think you are the man to be the man. This guy taught me that fucking 14 years ago.
At the end of the game, Knights 4, Rangers 1.
Okay, hands in, fellas. Come on. Okay, 2-0, baby. We doubled the wins from last year. Yes, sir. And yeah, good. All right, Knights on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice.
It seems like every kid in this country grows up playing soccer when they're a little kid. But then all of a sudden, they just stop playing.
If you wake up and turn on the TV in the morning, you put on SportsCenter, it's all about baseball, football, basketball. And then here and there, you'll see a highlight or a goal of soccer, but that's it. And meanwhile, the rest of the world, it's all about soccer.
If you don't like soccer in France, you're weird. Whereas here, it's just normal.
People love this game everywhere else, and it just seems like we're kind of, we're missing it.
Sometimes you feel a bit alienated if you're not around people who love the same things you do. It's a lot harder to develop and maintain focus in what you're doing. It's very easy for someone in Brazil to develop as a soccer player if they want to because they're bathing in soccer.
There is some terrible flaws in the system. The youth development system is still not where it needs to be. I think the implementation of the U.S. Soccer and the U.S. Academy is great. I think it's the best thing that since I've came here. I also think that the college, system is a detriment to those specific players because they're not getting the development that they need because the season is so young and the way it works, it's very, very difficult. The top American high school senior players, once they graduate high school, they should go to the pros.
I was one of the up-and-coming talents that a lot of people, like counting on making really good living out of soccer and make a transfer into bigger teams, maybe play in Europe.
Top of the table, boys, 2-0, which looks great, but we still got a lot of work to do.
I had like a couple of offers to move on from the team, but just because of the contracts and negotiations, the transfers failed. So it was disappointing and frustrating because you feel like you achieve a certain level and without the necessary coaching and learning, you cannot really excel. And I felt like it was time for me to move on.
We're winning 1-0. If we don't win this game, you're doing 2 sets of suicides. 18's half, 18's full. 2 sets.
And when that didn't happen, I just was turned off and I said, if that's gonna be the case, I'd much rather do something else or just try to get out of the club, the team. And lucky enough, my father won the green card lottery and we decided to leave, so I came to the US.
Okay, same thing. The sprint is on the line. Dimi, please.
But when you want the ball, don't give your defender the chance to read you. So stay close to your defender, but when you want the ball, just make sure there's a difference between you and the defender so you can have the time to get it and actually turn.
Win it! Hold on.
American soccer is very physical, so you have to mentally advance yourself over the opponent.
Received a call from the Chicago Fire. He was the coach. He said, "We want to invite you for a training camp in Florida, see what you have and see if you can make the team, and we're looking for a striker." I remember our first scrimmage game and I subbed in for McBride, and my second play, I chipped the goalie from the midfield.
Reading is probably one of the better teams in the PDL. They play a 4-3-3. We're going to be working a little bit on how to defend in a 4-3-3 against our 4-3-3 on Friday.
After I spoke to the coach, he said, after you scored that chip from the midfield, you got your contract. Went back to Chicago. It didn't work out the way I thought it will be because of politics in MLS. The people that get paid most, they're the ones that have to play.
Good stuff. You're all on target. Ball gets played up to him. 2 offensive center midfielders and their 2 wing forwards just create absolute mess the whole time because they never hold their positions. You are man marking in your zone. Man to man, man to man. Win your fucking battles. It's that simple. They push up so hard and so aggressively. Get the penetration pass, neutralize those guys, and drive. Make something happen. Make their 3 center midfielders have to make a decision.
Just enjoy it. That's all.
This is our fucking house, okay? Yeah. We make the rules here. Guys, from the beginning, first tackle, make sure we win it. Okay? Everybody, get your fucking energy level up. This is why we play games like today. Where you guys want to continue to go on and do something, go on and do it today. Boys, we're better than these guys, okay? Let's fucking go at them right from the beginning. Alright? Guys? Alright.
Come on, Mike. Faster, quicker, man. Stronger. Go, that's a goal.
At the end of the first half, Brooklyn Knights and Reading United are tied at 1.
Get your chest out. This is fucking our house. This is our home field. We're the best team in the league. Act it.
gentlemen, the final score from Met Oval Soccer Complex, Reading United 3, Brooklyn Knights 2.
Obviously, tough loss. It sucks right now, and it should suck. You know, we're going to have to try to focus on a lot of the positives. I think that, you know, the first half we were extremely organized and disciplined, and we sticking to the game plan pretty well. Remember the feeling, okay? Because we're going to play them again.
We had a lot of good forwards there. I had to prove myself day in and day out that I'm the best or one of the best there.
We knew he was fast, but I didn't know that he had such a nice, good touch on the ball, and then he's such a warrior, let's say. He would never give up. He has a chance on the right team with the right coach to be a pro player. He definitely has a chance because he has all the attributes to be one. We're going to the beach now?
Yeah, hopefully.
8:45 Friday, boys. So for me, him. Biggest surprise.
I was born in Jamaica, migrated here at age 17. But growing up in Jamaica, soccer is practically the only thing there for us to do, was just to play soccer.
This is my glass.
I live in the Bronx, New York. I live with my uncle and my grandmother. My grandmother's diabetic. She actually just lost her second leg, so most time I have to be here home to help take care of her.
We'll get ready for practice.
I mean, they support me in every aspect because they see how committed I am. On Sundays, I leave the house at 7 in the morning. I don't get back till like 12 in the night. I just play soccer all day.
No.
Practice starts at like 9, finishes at like 10:30, 11. Then I gotta take the night train. Trains get delayed, so I don't normally get home till like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. My dream has always been to play professional. It still is, trying to be a professional. Because I mean, growing up, that was the only thing we ever talked about. I mean, hopefully somebody will see me along the way. I mean, I'm not giving up. I'm only 24. About to be 25 next year. That's very young. And I got a lot of skills, so I mean, still, I'm not giving up so easy, though.
You're not in the park, okay? Start over, get the play up to one of the forwards, back to center midfielder, get it out wide, and get the ball in the box. Play! We know what to do. We just did for 20 minutes the patterns that we want to try to get. I'm not going to coach every play, but there's some fundamental patterns that we need to be able to do. It's like a set play. You know, okay, this is what we have. Let's get out of here. Let's go to 11-11. Maybe we can do a little bit better.
I just want to play soccer. That's it. It doesn't matter where, what team. I just want to play. Because I know once I'm there with whichever team, I will be a big improvement to their roster.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Community Development League welcomes you to the Met Oval Soccer Complex for a Mid-Atlantic Division match between the visiting New Jersey Rangers FC and your Brooklyn Knights.
We need this W here, okay? We get this win, we're right where we want to be. 1, 2, 3. Nice!
Those guys came with their tents down like this, just bend over. They're waiting for us to score 10 goals in them today. Such a bad team, and we're losing. We're playing so bad. We should be embarrassed. We should quit. I'm telling you, we better forget this half.
All I'm asking you to, one thing I'm going to ask you from now on, be the best that you can.
I had high expectations of us, especially early on making the playoffs, looking at the potential and the talent on our team, and it seemed like the coaching staff was real motivated to help us get there.
3 points today is the only thing that matters. Full speed ahead.
Let's go, man.
You have to look forward, fellas. That's what makes you a great player. How can you bounce back? You as players that are still young, that are looking to do something with your career, we've got plenty of games coming up.
I think at that point when we were under 500 and after losing so many close games at home, people, I think, started doubting, whether or not we were good enough, or maybe the system we were playing wasn't working, and, I think there was just a lot of doubt.
You have doubts sometimes about, how far am I going to take this? Am I going to make it to pro? What level am I going to play? You always have those doubts because the competition is tough, But again, if you let that take over your mind, you're not going to be able to perform at your best, and you're not going to be able to make it. So, again, just gotta be positive and work hard. I got the opportunity to play in the professional indoor league for Syracuse, and that's where currently I am under contract now. I got injured, tore my ACL. I had surgery in December, and for this last 7 months, that's pretty much what my life have been. It's just therapy. I go to the beach 4 times a week at least to work on strengthening and conditioning. The sand is really good for you because it gives you that resistance that you need to work, to push harder, to get strong, and at the same time, it's low in impact. So I feel like when I'm at the sand, I can actually push myself a little harder because I don't feel as much pain as I was if I was just at the field normally. That's pretty much what I've been doing now, and that's what I'm going to be doing for at least the next 2 months until my indoor season starts again. It's been feeling better, little by little. So I'm almost ready to say that I'm 100%.
I don't really see myself like in a business suit, get up going to work every day. So right now it doesn't look like I'm gonna get a professional contract, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna give up and stop pursuing it. But if soccer doesn't work out, at least I have something to fall back on, which is my degree.
I did speak with Coach Andres, and he thinks my game needs more athleticism, so I'm going to work on developing the physical aspect of the game, which in America, it's very predominant, being physical or athletic. In Europe, if you can get away with being really intelligent.
I was 18. I was out of high school. I had been to a couple national team camps, so I had a couple good offers from colleges, universities. As soon as I graduated, my dad said, go to Brazil and try out. About a week in to Brazil, I went to try out for Atlético Mineiro. I was there for 25 days, a month, and I signed the contract.
Yo, if I have to tell one of y'all motherfuckers to talk today, you gonna have beef. Cool? Any beef, I roast beef, so you already know.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get ready to welcome your 2 teams.
From the start, we gotta play hard from the start. It's too quiet already. Let's go. We gotta be all over this team. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 9.
1, 2, 3,
Nice! Let's go, boys.
Look at Zach. Fight out behind the center box. Zach, keeping him on.
We're not good enough here, boys.
Go! There you go, Davis!
Come on here, Blue. Yes! You see it now? We're better than teams. We're not going to just be grinding, okay, hoping to get a result. We are better than teams. You know, I think that Shea Brown did very well in the back. You know, we got someone that's very vocal and tough and kind of the leadership that we've been lacking the last couple of games in the middle of the defense. Overall, very pleased, and those 3 points puts us back in the hunt.
They're good?
They have
Even
to.
if Cristiano gets
So
a PK and scores.
if Portugal wins,
So I signed the contract, but I was hesitant because I was alone. I was only 18. And then all of a sudden, my teammates I would come back to the locker room after practice and all my clothes would be under the shower with the water running. I didn't know what was going on, and then it just kept happening. And then I came back and my cleats were cut in half. When you're on a team, it's like a family. So when you come back and you see that happening, you're like, what am I doing here? I wanted my friends, I wanted my family. And I called my mom and she got me the flight and I came back. And it's the biggest regret I have, and I'll always live with it, because who knows where I'd be right now.
Because we're talking about two different people. And it's like, accept the fact
you're
that
hating on
better.
Cristiano.
Okay,
Messi
I
is
hate
better.
him.
Messi's a better
Okay,
player
that's
right
it.
now.
That's all that there is. And that's it. That's the point.
Okay, stop hating on Cristiano.
They have the most
I'm
goals
asking you a
year.
question.
How many goals
I'm
did Ronaldo
asking you a
score this
question.
year?
I'm not
How
asking
many
you to
goals
answer
did
my
he score this year?
I asked you a question.
How many goals did he score this year?
I asked you a question.
I regret not staying in Brazil, like I said before, but everything happens for a reason, and I came back and my dad didn't really talk to me for a little while because he was upset. My mom was upset. I felt like I let everyone down. I just bummed out on an opportunity to keep my dream alive. Like, at that point, I was like, wow, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, why did I do that, you know?
Make an early cross then, but once the ball gets played out, the winger out there needs to come in. We're struggling with this in games big time. Yes, good early cross. Yes, that's a goal.
At that point, like, my feelings changed. I thought I didn't want to play anymore, and then after a little while of not playing, I'm like, no, I can't do this. This is what I want to do.
Easy.
Soccer only goes from 10, 15 years, and then it's time to work. So I want to just enjoy playing right now.
Tomorrow, tonight, or whatever, you're going to get an email, text message about the roster for Sunday. But 4:15 if you get picked for the game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier Development League welcomes you to the Met Oval Soccer Complex for a Mid-Atlantic Division match between the visiting Long Island Rough Riders and your Brooklyn Knights.
Believe in yourself. Get your chest out. Because you know what? I'm the best player here. That's the way you got to think about it. Mons, a couple of big saves from you today. You're going to go all out to win this game. Okay? Guys off the bench, I said it before, come in, change the game for us. Accept the role that you have today and make sure you take the best opportunity you have, and next time you start. Okay, fellas? Come on, let's go, boys.
Yo, we've been starting off mad slow. So first tackle, I need somebody to set the tempo on the first tackle so we wake up.
Yo, we're not getting scored on first. Yeah. Don't concede. Win the game now. Scored on first. Let's go. We need our first clean sheet. Come on, yes. What do y'all want to say?
Nights on 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3, nice!
Wake up, man! Wake up!
What do you want us to do? What do you want to do? Shea and Lucas don't talk. Put Turk back there, he'll organize it. Yeah, but he'll organize it.
You have a pair of extra balls too in the locker room? Because we can start with that.
Come on, man. Yo, all this has to do is you guys have no fucking balls to play soccer. If you want to go fucking play chess, go play chess. These motherfuckers have 4 shots on goal, they score 4 goals. All 4 goals because of fucking stupidity. First thing, you need heart and you need balls. You ain't got those 2 things, you can't play soccer. Are they better than us? Not a fucking chance. We gonna win this game second half. 4-2, once we down 3-0, we came back. Ain't a big deal. We gotta be tougher, boys. That's what it comes down to. You all have to be tougher.
How many goals are we going to have to score to win a game? Fucking 3 center midfielders playing phenomenal. Fucking great stuff. Phenomenal stuff. Reed, off the charts. Keith, working your balls off. Davis, decent. Goalkeeper and your 4 defenders are fucking shit. My grandma can play better than that. Turk, what the fuck are you doing in the first goal, man? Put some fucking tackle in. Are you kidding me? And you too, don't fucking put your hand up one more time. Lay the fucking guy out! Are you serious? You play like a fucking pussy, Brown. Yeah? Fucking put a tackle in then. Win the head ball. Lucas, what about you, man? Sack too. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me here? Fucking put a tackle in. What's your job, Shay? Speak! Put a tackle in! Win the head ball! They were shook. We had them. They were fucking off the ropes again. Well, you know what? Go at them again. Punch them, okay? Every time, punch them. You're gonna have to take a hit, but you give 2. Every time. Get your chest up and punch them. Punch them. Punch them. Over and over and over again until you fucking get knocked out. Okay? Come on, let's go, boys. Subs, all, please move. Cal, come on. Move. Move. Huh? What's the matter? I sit back then. If you don't want to play, sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score, Rough Riders 4, Knights
2. Look, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone in life makes mistakes. Coaches, players, girlfriends, parents, you know, that's okay. I can live with that. But what I can't live with is the poor attitude that we show. And that's the part that I don't get. You know, if we're not going to care, and if we're not going to do our very best, why bother doing it?
There were concerns like, are people going to come back? You know, are people going to keep trying? Are people going to keep giving 100%? You know, or is this just going to become like a summer league team where we're all just going to, you know, hang out and have fun?
Some were selfish. Some just didn't wait for their opportunity. Some thought they were better than the players that were there, and they weren't getting their chance, so they left early. But you have to respect what the coach wants. He's the boss of the team, and whatever he says goes. So you just have to try and get involved and do the best you can.
As bad or as angry as I was in halftime, which has been a couple of years since I lost it like that.
I didn't think you had it in you,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier Development League welcomes you to the Mid-Oval Soccer Complex for a Mid-Atlantic Division match between the visiting Ocean City FC Nor'easters and your Brooklyn Knights.
What else is new?
I think losing it demoralizes the guys on the team. I think it decreases your opportunity of being seen out there, you know. Nobody's gonna come out to watch a losing team. Nobody's interested in watching guys that are losing and saying, oh, these guys are losing, you know, maybe they'll be great at the next level. Coaches, agents, anybody, they wanna see guys that are winning. You gotta see a winning team.
90 minutes hard, boys. Play hard. Every tackle, all right?
Come on, boys.
Let's go, boys.
Win on 3.
1, 2, 3.
Foul, ref! Come on, you didn't push him in the back? You didn't push him right in the back.
The Knights, thank you for your support. Everyone get home safely.
Now it's about trying to finish strong. If we can finish in the top of the 5, I'm happy with that for now. Okay, and then we take the next step next year. Okay, I know we had aspirations maybe a little bit higher in the beginning of the year. We're a little bit too far behind to be looking to be number 1 or number 2.
You know, I think we all kind of knew it, but it needs to be said. We're not going to give up just because we can't make the playoffs. You want to just respect yourself and respect all the work that you've put in since you were a little kid playing soccer, and to not give up and to just let an opportunity slip away because you're not having a good season. You can't ever give up, because that's what separates the great players from the average players.
I don't want to have to work a day job from 9 to 5, 8 to 5. I want to be able to go to the field, practice, go to the games, score goals to make the fans happy.
You know, you only get older, you never get younger. So the older you get, it's the harder you have to work, because there's somebody else trying to get into that spot, you know?
Any professional soccer player out there, I mean, he's not going to give up because this team's doing poorly. He wants to get better each time he plays out there, you know, because there's always room for improvement, and you just can't let the team's performance affect what your personal goals are, because this is something that you've been dreaming of and something that you basically wanted your whole life.
I think now that I have 1 season left, 2 months of soccer left, could be, I think I realized that all the work I've put in over the years, 15, 16 years, it could all be done in 2 months. So I think for me, it's something that I definitely want to pursue more.
My whole career of soccer is going to end in 3 months because I'm a senior now. So why should we just stop playing soccer? Like, let's just figure it out. Like, if we can go pro.
It's definitely a big fear, because if I don't make it, I feel let down. Myself, my friends, my family. I want to make it just like everyone else does, but it's hard.
If you develop in terms of maturity earlier than other players, that's what's going to determine whether or not you play at a higher level.
When you want something, you got to go after, regardless of the obstacles, regardless of the problems. You know, obstacles are there for you to pass through, for you to overcome them.
I haven't ever thought about giving up.
Nobody's getting paid, and nobody's getting a sponsorship, and you just do it in hopes of going pro. So when you see guys showing up and recommitting themselves in a way, it's a boost. You say everybody's committed. Everybody that wants to be here is here.
That's what I'm saying. Just keep playing back. Do your job, boy. Shut the fuck up and do your job, boy. What was I gonna do? Shut up and do your job. I'm doing my job. Shut up. You do something. Shut up.
You guys done, or you want to sword fight?
Fish fight, whatever it is.
Come on.
Whatever it is.
That's not going to help much, is it, boys?
Let's relax.
It's okay. Relax. Focus on the details. We did a practice the other day. This shenanigans, figure it out. There's no need for that negativity. Okay? Stay positive, continue to work hard, and the chances will come.
Before, goalie has the goal kick. Up, push everybody up.
Just take it to him early.
Come on, Reed. That one ball, just take
a shot, man. Let's talk a shoot.
Hey, let's go.
Nights on three. 1, 2, 3.
Nice!
Help him, please.
Yeah! Great goal, Rafael! Oh! There you go, baby! Corner! Hey! Right card, get him out again! Get him off the field!
Do so, relax.
Got you from behind though, right? Oh! Rafa, let's go! And body weight. How much do you have, Rafa?
Irene, what's that, me? You gonna be all right? Yeah?
That's it! Yes! Yeah!
Like, all I have worked for all my life is just gone in that instant.
Guys coming off the bench, Rafa, where is Rafa? He's still chilling? Excellent stuff, okay? Very good. Boys, Reading, okay? Big field, nice complex. It's a great facility for us to go and play. And you know what? We owed them a couple from the last game we had here.
I mean, you always fear that you're gonna suffer some long-term injury, and I mean, I have friends that torn ligaments in their knees, basically can't ever play the game again to where, you know, can play, but nowhere near the level that they're at. You know, you try not to think about that kind of stuff. You gotta live in the moment.
For any young aspiring player who's on the bench, I would say don't give up. And it's not because you're on the bench that you're not going to achieve anything in your life or you're not going to make it pro.
All right, let's go, boys.
I don't think that that's the case for me at all. And I see it as a challenge.
Tonight's game time temperature, a nice and cool 94 degrees.
It's the same thing what happened at the goal. Left back and our center backs are too far spread out.
I know, but this is what I'm saying, Coach. If I check with him, there's a guy running here.
Who?
I'm out of position. There's a forward coming.
And who should have him then?
Look, four in the back, right? Shea Brown, you forward, he's the top guy, number 9, right?
Yeah.
So if he goes, how hard is it for you guys to do this? Instead of following the guy that's going 20 yards behind them, fullback stays in line with you, Zach steps up, other guy steps up, that means they're running off sides of all the other guys. But that comes with you guys talking, but you guys are mute in the back. Nobody talks, nobody does anything. No, Shea,
It was disheartening to lose to that team again, who we had played pretty well against earlier in the season. I wanted to win that game and make our season respectable.
And that'll do it as the Reading United win their second straight game by a score of 4-0.
And I think that some of you guys should take it a little bit more serious because you actually could go on and continue to play after, if it's after college or if you're already out of college. Some of you have the talent and the ability to play. You know, and I know that some of you guys went out last night. And I don't think that's okay. You know, I think it's poor judgment. And I don't get it. You know, why go out when we're going to play Reading, who's one of the best teams in the league, and you're trying to play at the highest level that you can play at the moment? Why go out? You know, and I want to make an example. Marchetti, for instance, has barely played all year. Wasn't picked for Friday's game. Sitting on the bus for 3.5 hours to come here. He gets 20 minutes to bust his ass. That's impressive to me. That shows character to me. Tommy's another guy who's been here every practice, up and down, fucking all over the Northeast, and gets 5 minutes a game. Never once does he complain. Shows character to me too. So I just want to get that out there. I know we got a long bus ride home. That's really it.
You keep saying to yourself, am I wasting my time doing this? But honestly, it's like, you know, it's my dream, so you can't just throw it away. But you do start to question yourself, and especially me being one of the older guys on the team, where a lot of the guys are able to still go back to college and continue with school. And meanwhile, I'm trying to focus on my career and, you know, moving forward in other aspects of my life.
The coach wants security. A coach wants to feel like the players he has on the field are the best possible options. And I think if you're on the bench, it means that in some way you're not conveying that confidence to him, that he isn't completely 100% sure about you. That's what I'm gonna change. Like playing with players like Dimitrov or Batista, or going down to Chinatown and watching Steve Nash's charity event and seeing these pro players, and you say, why not me? You know, why not? So, no, the dream hasn't died in the sense that I still want to do it, but the dream has died in the sense that it's not a dream anymore. It's not some sort of unimaginable feat that I'll never be able to do or achieve.
If you have this dream of going pro, I mean, you need to do everything you can to get there and not let anything else affect you.
Call it out. Keep calling it out, Zach.
Send him up. No need to foul. No need to foul. Boys, 3 games left, okay? We play the Rough Riders next week. I still feel that we can catch them.
I had thought my whole knee was blown out, like I couldn't stand on it at that time. But I guess it was just the whole idea of me having in my head. I guess that was the whole injury. But everything was okay.
Here we go, man.
3 more games left. 3 more games, make it count. Let's go.
Make it count, yeah.
Nights on 3.
1, 2, 3, night!
Soccer itself is extremely political, and I think going pro, that's what it's all about. Like, if you don't know somebody, or if you're not playing in front of the right person at the right time, it is such a struggle because there are so many people that want this so bad and will do anything for it.
Could have had a chance to get 5th. I think we blew it today. We're 5 points behind now, okay? But getting 6th is better than being 7th or 8th.
Right now, right at this very moment, I'm so motivated. It's like the hunger inside me, it's hard to explain because like I want it so bad.
When I grew up, something that drove me every day was my dad would tell me, there's always someone else out there that's trying to be better, or if not better than you already. So if you want to go out and practice for an hour, there's probably someone out there that's going to be out there practicing for an hour and a half, and they might be that hour and a half better than you. So it's constantly doing more to secure your job.
That concludes the first half of play with the score of Baltimore 2, Brooklyn 1.
There's a game going somewhere in each part. We used to be never.
It's not commercialized. Once it gets commercialized, we're gonna see like the tipping point where everybody's gonna want to play soccer. We're gonna see it everywhere, no doubt about it.
Yes! Come on! All right, Nights on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice! I'm not your chaperone. Not your dad. Okay? Behave. Good? Oh, Dushan. 9 a.m. tomorrow. We have people from so many different walks of life that it makes us unique. That's part of the passion that I have to be coaching at the Knights.
It was an honor to play on that field with all of those guys, and it's just a shame that the season's so short, because if that group can stay together, you know, and keep playing together, I mean, we could really be something special.
When you go to pro, there's a lot of players, they're so stable that they're not pushing themselves any harder because they made it already, you know, and they're there and they're happy where they're at. You know, at this level, when you're playing the PDL, everybody still needs to make it. So everybody's working so hard to prove that they can be in the pro when they're done with school. That I was actually surprised. You know, the game it's really good. The level is really good in the league.
Please give a warm Nor'easters welcome to our visitors, the Brooklyn Knights.
Yo, come on, yo, my birthday, yo, let's get some fucking goals. Let's get a win today, yo. Nights on 3, baby. 1, 2, 3. Nice!
And I can just see the change the 14 years that I lived here. What a tremendous development the game has had, and you have now proper coaches, and you have coaches that played in the World Cup or played in MLS or now are doing youth coaching instead of the mom and dad that used to do it.
If we're trying to be a soccer nation, that's where it starts, youth system. Youth system, and then work your way up.
Congratulations to your Ocean City Nor'easters, Mid-Atlantic Divisional Champions.
Boys, get your stuff, let's go.
And regular season Eastern Conference Champions. Good luck in the playoffs.
We had an okay season. We should have done so much better, being the caliber type of players that we have, because we had a team.
The season got me closer to achieving my dream in the sense that I've become a better, more confident player, and I played on the PDL for another year, and I did well. I started almost every single game and was a major contributor to the team. But in a way, I also think it kind of pushed me away from getting my dream because once again, you know, I'm a year older and I don't have the offers coming through the door.
Sometimes as a player, you think you're better than you are. So when you're on the bench, you know, you reevaluate the situation. And that's what the Brooklyn Knights brought to me this summer. And that's what I'm taking into the future.
Hopefully I see myself playing somewhere, whether it's Division II in Europe, Asia, or Division I. But hopefully in 3 years I see myself playing somewhere and waking up and just having to kick a ball.
My attitude of not quitting, never giving up, alongside with my talent, I mean, I think things are possible, are highly possible for me to get a contract.
That's it right now. It's kind of like a waiting game, and you know, you kind of just gotta, you know, keep working at it and stay fit. Hopefully I do get another opportunity to go back over to Europe before I get too old, but I'm just hoping something comes about.